If you ever want to leave the field, your handoff process better be airtight. And today, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do it. All right, guys, so we made it to the site. The very first thing that we do is pull up our SOP. Let's just call it a checklist. For everything that we do here in our company, and I think you should be doing the same, is have a checklist for every step of your process. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So for us, when we sell a design, we call this an on-site evaluation. So like, you can see here it goes from start to finish on what is it that I have to do here on this site. Obviously, for everyone, it's going to be different, right? For you, for me, for other contractors watching, it's going to be totally different. And now, how do you come up with this? You sit down with your team, whether it's your sales team, your design team, and ask them and really think back of, okay, what are the pieces of information that you guys need from me in order to create this design? Whether it's a 3D, a 2D, or even an estimate. What are the things, or like, think back to mistakes. Like, why did these mistakes happen during the job? Was it most likely it's going to be because we were missing a piece of information? Well, go back to that and add it to your SOP. The more information you gather in the initial phase, the better off you're going to be, whether it's for estimating, for building. I promise you guys, the less you react, the more money you're going to keep in your pocket at the end of the day. All right, so this is the area that we're going to be working with. All right, so right now what we're doing is pretty much giving our design team an overview of like what area we're going to be using for the space. And also another thing I'm going to be doing right now is on my tablet, I'm going to take either an overview from maps or their platted survey, which you already have. I'm going to take that and then pretty much draw on there what my ideas are, like what is all the things we talked about during that consultation when the design was sold. And like I said, that way they know where to start. And also we do have another initial meeting before the design even starts for us to go over pretty much everything I submitted. Another thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be using our U-level for elevations. Here it's pretty flat. We are going to be doing the driveway as well, but that's not flat. So when I see that we don't have a flat surface, we do introduce the U-level, which is a whole nother thing. But so the other thing he wants to do is on this, so we want to redo the driveway as well. So we want to do all pavers on this driveway. Keep all existing shape the same. So we're back in the truck. We got all our measurements. We got all the information. So let's summarize everything I just went over on site. What are the things that we collect? Here, I'm going to actually pull it up on my phone. But so the very first thing I do is take a video. And remember, guys, this is different for everyone. But I'm going to tell you guys, what are the things that we need or my team needs from me. So the first thing is we need a video for the house, because remember, my design team builds the house. It's going to look just like that house. The other thing is elevations. Anywhere that I see that it's not flat, we take elevations with our U-level, which is probably another video that I can show you guys, like how is it that we use U-level and how is it that we integrate it into our software to get true elevations on our software, on our design. Another big thing is gas and electric. So like I said, these are things that pop up later in the process, and if you're ahead of the game, hey, you're going to save so much time, so many headaches, so much going back and forth with the homeowner. At the end of the day is making the process smooth for the homeowner. And then the other thing, project overview and ideas. So pretty much me running a video, running through the video, the scope of the project, all the ideas that I have, that the customer had. And remember, we have these videos separate in every folder into a Google Drive that belongs to the customer. So that way my design team goes and pulls all of this. Another thing, important thing is The Plata survey, we must have a Plata survey uploaded as well. Pictures of any inspiration. So like if the customer gave you any inspiration, like this customer had a whole Dropbox full of inspiration photos, which is even better. So we have that. Another thing, staying ahead of the game. Remember, content. So we do a vertical. It says left to right scan, vertical only. So that's for content, for my content team. All the before photos, you know how sometimes you have some badass projects and you're like, oh shit, I didn't take any before photos. So that's in our SOP. And then from there, just it tells you how to submit everything. Like I said, we're very big on SOPs, which, like I said, at the end of the day is just a checklist. That's all it is. To make sure that either I or someone on our team doesn't forget any steps, and then we don't get caught up, because this is very, very crucial. Transferring information from one person to the other, I think, is one of the biggest reasons why construction companies either lose money, make mistakes, but it all comes down to losing money, right? So like I said, it's key. And then also I wrote a few things, like, what do I want you guys to take away from this video? Let's go over that. All right, guys, so what do I want you guys to take away from this video? And I did write a few things down, so I'm actually gonna pull them up. So yeah, number one, if your jobs keep going sideways, it's probably not your crew, it's your system. So let me elaborate more on that. What do I mean by that? So like I said, I'm guilty of this. At the beginning, I would always think it's my crew's fault. They're not trying hard enough. They're being lazy or whatever it is. But I can promise you 99% of the time, actually, you know what? Fuck it. 100% of the time, it's our fault. Somehow, some way, you didn't give them clear enough directions or an SOP or a checklist to follow, the proper steps to get the outcome that you wanted. So always keep that in mind. Another thing is, like most contractors, and like I said, I'm speaking for myself, I get in that rut sometimes. Like most contractors think they need more leads, but the truth is that they need less mistakes. And what do I mean by that? So you might be thinking like, hey man, I'm not profiting enough because I need more leads. No, you don't need more leads. You need less mistakes to profit more with the leads you already have. Think about it. And there's a lot more to that. I just don't want to go too deep into it, but if you made less mistakes, number one, you would profit more with the job that you had with that customer. Number two, the LTV of that customer would be a lot greater than what it is right now, because if you screw it up, make mistakes, you're probably only going to get one job from that person, not 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So something to think about, guys. And the other thing is, if your team has to keep calling you from the job, you didn't do like a great job transferring the job to them. So, and like I said, these are things that I'm just thinking back and like I said, just being honest, right? Like I think back to when I kept getting calls from the team and it would piss me off. And I'm sure it pisses you guys off too, because you're like, hey man, I'm paying you all this money and you still keep calling me because you don't know what to do. Well, in all reality, like I said, it's 100% our fault as the PM or you're the business owner, whatever the case may be, but it's 100% our fault, because guess what? You didn't do a good enough job transferring the information or transferring the job to that other person. And like I said, as you grow, these are typically the biggest issues that companies have. Transferring data from one person to the other and getting that same outcome, or the outcome that first person wanted. And like I said, something to think about. Let me see, what's another one I wrote? Yeah, so a clean on-site SOP is what lets you step out of the field. So it kind of goes back with the other one. Like I said, it goes back to an SOP, a checklist, I'm gonna call it. That's what's really gonna set you free. And like I said, it sounds so simple and almost like not true, but I can promise you, having an SOP for every step of the process that you have, or at least for the majority of it, is your ticket out of the field. And like I said, I wrote that down because it's something that really hit me, that I think that's one of the things that took me the longest to realize and at least maybe admit. So like I said, I want you guys to take that away from the video. Yeah, so like, and the last one that I took is busy doesn't mean you're profitable. You can sell all day long, but if the transfer information between your team or whoever it is, it sucks. Nothing matters at that point. And I'll end it with this. These are things that I always put off to the side for the longest, because like I said, these are things that you feel that are not pushing your business forward. These are the things that I always dreaded. I hated doing, because I'm like, man, I need to go out there and sell, do the job and make money. But these are the things that you're gonna feel like they don't make you any money at that point in time, but in the long run, they will make you the most money, and not only make you the most money, but also set you free. So, like I said, I hope you guys take something away from this video. I can make videos like this, but drop it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about videos like this. Other than that, I'm gonna wrap up this video here, and we'll see you guys on the next one. You know what? Actually, I got one more thing for you, and this is the most important thing out of this whole video. Either make sure you comment, like, and most importantly, subscribe.